Perfect. So yeah, this isn't a kickoff call yet. This is a regular call that we actually host within our community every single Monday and Friday, and it's called Morning Dedication. And so if you guys can, I see we got Carnisha. She got her camera turned on. If y'all can, definitely go ahead and turn y'all cameras on. Just so you know we can actually see each other. But this is a morning dedication call. And so every single morning on Mondays and Fridays, our overall goal within our community is to bring forth value that can actually help people either start the week off strong or even just end the week strong, right? A lot of people, when the weekend comes around, they get distracted. It's time to, let loose, things like that. But I truly believe that if you're somebody out there that's working a 9 to 5 job, or, you have a busy week between everything else. When I say everything else, I mean the things that are not in 100% alignment with your goals. Like, for example, if I got mothers on the call, I know throughout the week, it's times where you're doing this and that for your kids. I know it's times where you barely got stuff to do for yourself. So when the weekend comes around, it's like, I need a break. I'm finna go take care of me. But what I also want you guys to do is take care of those goals as well on the weekend. And so our Friday calls is that reminder to give people, productive advice and productive tips on things that you could do. And one thing I like to call it is IPAs, right? So if you're new to the community, or if you never heard me say this before, I would definitely write this down within the notes. What's up, Josh? Safe travels on the road. How you doing, Cara? But IPAs, that simply stands for income producing activities. And so, when it comes down to you working a 9 to 5 job, if you are currently working right now, outside of that job, you still want to be doing productive things that will help you. Like, let's say you want to leave your job. Like me personally, I've been in full time in trading, investing in entrepreneurship for the past 5 years. And when I was working my job at Amazon and doing DoorDash and doing Instacart and reselling sneakers, I knew that the only way for me to get out of doing those things is if I started doing something big enough that could allow me to leave those things. So if I was working, doing all of those things throughout the week, and then when the weekend came around, I did nothing, and I used that as my break or my excuse to take care of myself, then now guess what? Over time, I'm still not making any effort to be able to eventually leave the job, right? So that was something that I had to really realize and understand, when it came down to me creating the life that I desire. I had to really put forth specific activities that was going to be able to help me create the life that I wanted outside of the things that was only taking care of my responsibilities. And those are your bills, rent, light. Of course, you got to pay those things. But outside of paying those things, what things are you working on? What are you building that's going to be able to help you give the life that you really want outside of the responsibilities? So if you guys could agree, go ahead and just drop a 3 in the chat if that makes sense, if you're following me, as we go ahead and get into this training. So in today's training, you guys, what I really want to talk to you guys about, and I'm pulling up my notes so we could stay on topic so that this call doesn't end up being one of those long ones. So, what I want to talk to you guys about is, let me close this door. It's a lot of noise outside and it's distracting me a little bit. All right. So I want to talk to you guys about today is no longer confusing discomfort with intuition. All right. So you could title this Stop Confusing Discomfort with Intuition. All right. And so I want to start this off with just a few questions to get you guys to actually think, and get on the same understanding that I kind of have. Right. So the first thing is, how many times have you guys ever really said something just doesn't feel right? All right. Or I don't know if this is for me. Or maybe I should wait. Or maybe I should rethink this. Right. And so sometimes what a lot of people would consider intuition, right? The thing that you may be calling intuition could actually be avoidance, right? It could actually end up being avoidance. Because what if the reason it feels uncomfortable, what if the reason it feels uncomfortable because isn't because it's wrong, right? A lot of people, they talk about things that don't feel right, or, I don't know, da 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 da. But what if it's not wrong? What if it's just because growth is uncomfortable? I always like to correlate growth to a real life experience for me. I'm not the tallest person in the world. And so when I was a kid, my grandmother and them used to always tell me my uncle hit this crazy growth spurt. Right. So it was like the hope for Josh. It was like, yeah, Josh, your uncle, he's 6'10" now. When he was a freshman to sophomore year, he grew like my uncle literally grew over a foot pretty much. It was crazy. Had a crazy growth spurt. And do you guys know what typically happens when someone has a growth spurt, a fast one, an unusual one? It comes with pain, right? My uncle had knee pains. Why? Because his bones was just like growing rapidly fast, more than his body could really prepare for it. But how many of you guys want rapid growth in your bank account? How many of you guys want rapid growth within your lifestyle? How many of y'all want to just be able to do things that you've never done before? Understand that there is discomfort in growth. So the lie that we sometimes tell ourselves, many people believe, trust your gut. But that's where the problem actually starts, because your gut isn't always wisdom. Sometimes your gut is simply just trying to protect you from discomfort. And I started doing research when I really made the decision that I wanted to change my life, when I wanted to become financially free. I started doing research to change the way that I was to become the way that I needed to be. Right. And so I learned that your brain is wired for survival, not success. Right? Your brain is actually wired for survival. So the times where you may be standing at the crossroad and or the crosswalk, not the crossroad, the crosswalk, right? And there's cars going this way and that way. Your brain is going to tell you, don't just walk up out there now, because you could get hit by a car. It's protecting you from feeling any sort of pain or struggle. And I want you to understand that pain and struggle is the same thing in all things. There is pain and struggle in making a decision to become rich. There is pain and struggle in that. But there is also pain and struggle in being broke and not being where you want to be. Both things are very hard. And so what I learned early on is, Josh, you got to choose your hard. It's hard getting better. It's hard studying. It's hard doing this. It's hard doing that. But guess what? It's very hard watching my parents go through things and I can't contribute. I can't help them. I can't make things better. That's very hard. That is very hard to endure. So your brain, again, is wired for survival, not success. So what does this mean? Your brain, it desires comfort. It desires familiarity. It desires certainty, and it desires safety. And success, it very often requires risk, uncertainty, discipline, and growth. So naturally, your brain will try to convince you to avoid the things that could change your life. So the difference between intuition and avoidance, intuition is going to say, this aligns with who I want to become, even if it's difficult. Avoidance is going to say, this feels uncomfortable, so I should stop. This is unfamiliar territory, so I shouldn't continue, even if it's exactly what you need. Right? Many people quit before they actually learn the skill of trading and investing and entrepreneurship. Many people quit before they actually see results. People quit before they become confident. People quit before they reach their breakthrough. And it's not because they made the wrong decision to start, but it's because they're confused, because they simply confuse actually discomfort with danger, right? Or they confuse process with how could I say this? They confuse the process with never receiving. They think it's not coming. They think it won't happen. right? It's a quick story that I want to kind of share with you guys. It's a story called 3 Feet from Gold. And when I heard this story early on in my journey, I told myself, you know what? I'm never gonna quit. Because failure is only the people who quit. You're gonna take losses. I don't think taking losses is being a failure. Because guess what happens after you fail the grade? They let you retake, you repeat, you try again, right? So the only way you could fail being a high school student is if you don't try again and pass the classes that you may have failed. So it ain't a complete failure. You're not a complete failure. You just took a loss. All right. And so in that story, 3 Feet from Gold, it was a guy who got rumor. It was during like the gold rush, right? Everybody was struck in gold, meaning they were mining and digging and just coming across gold in their backyard and their in the lands around, right? Farmers were just doing their regular duties and was just finding gold. And so someone got rumor of a gold mine. He said, you know what? I'm gonna dig here. But guess what? He didn't have the resources to do it. So he started to collaborate with other people for them to help him invest into getting the right equipment to dig for gold. He finally got all of the tools, all of the material, and he started digging. Time over time over time over time, he's digging, he's digging, he's digging. And it gets to a point to where there's so much pressure around him. People are wondering, hey, when are you going to be able to give me our money back? Right? When are you going to finally find that gold? Right? It was a lot of people that didn't trust the process. They questioned him. They questioned him. You know, in my journey of becoming a trader, so many people questioned me. They was like, Josh, are you sure that's gonna work? Do you really think that you can make money like that? Is that legal? Is that okay? Like how do you pay taxes on it? Dot, 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 dot. Just asking me all these crazy questions. And I'm like, bro, you signed up to get paid $15 an hour. Why are you questioning me about trying to learn something that can help me make $15 in a minute, $15 in a second, right? So all of that pressure built up and he was uncomfortable with the pressure. So he folded. He sold off the equipment. Somebody else bought it for a way cheaper price than he bought it for. That same person who bought the equipment went and started looking for guidance. They went to a specialist, and the specialist went down to where that man was digging all of that time. And he said, you know what happened? You know how, the planet moves, right? Plates shift the world, So what happened was that he was on target, but I guess you could say the tectonic plates shifted just a little bit to the point to where all he needed to do was dig a few degrees to the right or the left, and he would have struck gold. So the guy who got this intel started digging, and he struck gold, you guys. And it turns out that the man was only 3 feet away from the gold before he gave up. He was only 3 feet, right? And so that is exactly why. Just another plus on global momentum creators for anybody that's new here. Our system within our community is education, community, and mentorship. Imagine if that guy had the right knowledge on, how to really identify when his target shifted. If he was able to really identify where he really needed to dig, if he was educated on it. Imagine if he had a better community around him, more supportive people who was able to trust the process with him to where they wasn't pressuring him to give up and give them their money back, but they were pressuring him to keep going. And again, right back to the consulting that the other guy did, that was mentorship. That was somebody who was aware of what was needed to be done and was able to give that guy the right guidance to find that goal. Imagine if you had those things. So now I want to correlate this and I want to give you guys, right? I want to give you guys an example from, what we go through. So a trading example within our community, right? A new trader enters the market, right? The market starts moving. They hearts start racing. Their emotions start kicking in. And you know what they think? You know what? Maybe I should close this trade out. Not because the setup is invalid, not because their analysis changed. That'd be the funny part. You'll mark up the chart, your markup will not change at all. But because you're uncomfortable, the market exposes something in you. And that something is fear. So instead of managing their fear, they abandon the plan. Oh, I'm finna close it. I'm finna get out. I don't know. It ain't looking too good. Now you close the trade. The problem wasn't the trade. The problem was confusing emotional discomfort with danger and retreating from the plan that you set out for. I lost $4,000 the other day, right? In about 10 minutes. I went back and looked at my charts and I was like, why? Why did I lose this $4,000? I was just emotionally doing whatever that didn't fall in alignment with my plan. I literally had the markup for me to make $15,000 that day, but I lost 4,000. Why? Why? Because I allow my emotions and things interfere. I allow my intuition. It wasn't into I allow my intuition to interfere with it. Another example, when it comes down to building the business, somebody joins Global Momentum Creators. They say, I want financial freedom, Josh. I want multiple streams of income. I want a better future. And then we ask them to post content, invite people to calls, attend the trainings, follow up with their guests, and suddenly it becomes uncomfortable. Now their mind says, maybe the business isn't for me. No, what's actually happening is you're being asked to do something that you've never done before. And growth feels uncomfortable. Exposure feels uncomfortable. Rejection feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is often the piece for transformation. I remember when I used to first do these calls and I used to be sweating under my arms, my legs used to be shaking. I used to be nervous. And I was just simply growing. Now I could get on calls like this. Malfunctions could happen. I could switch from the computer to the phone and stay on course, stay on topic, and get the job done. But the old version of me hasn't grown yet. So it was even harder. But once you muscle through those hard times, things in life get easier. It's not about your problems getting easier. It's about you getting better. And the better you get, the more you can handle life's challenges and objections that are going to come regardless. Have we ever realized that? Right? G Herbo, from the wise words of G Herbo. Every day some new ish. Like it's all every single day is gonna be something. I have never ever overcame a problem and it just been smooth sailing for the rest of my life. Every day something gonna pop up, right or wrong. Are y'all feeling me? Right? Every day some new ish. It's like, man, my tire just popped yesterday. I wake up today. These bills is calling my phone. I'm picking up. I'm trying to decline the bills. Now my mama asking for money. It's like, God, can I get a break? Every day some new ish. But guess what? When you get better, when you focus on growth, new stuff is gonna happen and you're gonna be able to adjust. My mama asked for money now, I send it. My tire pop now, I could call roadside assistance. I could call a tow truck. I could say, forget it. Let me change the tire, put the donut on, and then go to get the tire fixed because I got the bread to do it. It was a moment where it was raining. It was raining. And my tire started going flat. And I'm like, you know what? If I can't make it to this place, I'm gonna get out my car and call an Uber home. And I'm gonna call a tow truck to go pick up my car because I don't feel like dealing with this right now. How many of y'all would like the luxury of that? Some people, they can't do all of that. You know, they go sit with that car until they can't know. And I've been there before too. I had to call my dad and wait hours for him to get off work to come help me because I couldn't help myself. I couldn't help myself at a point in time. But now I've grown and I've developed and I've overcame these things. And I stay focused on the plan. I stay focused on doing the things that could eventually make life easier. And now when challenges come, I low key got a little giggle and I'll be like, God, I know what you're doing here. I see what's happening. You made me lose $4,000. Oh, I must have a $30,000 day on the way. I see what's happening here. Right? It's a joke because it's life. Life is a game, and games got tests. Imagine if you played Grand Theft Auto. Imagine if you played 2K. Imagine if you played Mario and there was no challenge. There was no level up. What would be the point of the game if you couldn't level up? If you couldn't make progress? What would be the point? If you didn't challenge yourself, lose the level, then try to level again, then win. Right? So the third example I want to give you is your goals. Many people say, "Oh, I want six figures. I want financial freedom. I need time freedom. I want to travel the world. I want to retire my mom or my daddy." Right? But when they see the calendar required to make it happen, listen to what I just said. When they see the calendar that's required to make it happen, they get anxious. The trainings, the events. Oh my goodness. So y'all just do calls every day? I got to get on these meetings every day. The content, the prospecting, the personal development, the consistency, the commitments. And then they start looking for things to remove. Why? Because the schedule makes them uncomfortable. Not because the schedule is wrong, but because the schedule is demanding and it's demanding them to do things that they typically don't do. And so I want to share with you guys a powerful realization. The life you want is on the other side of the things that you've been avoiding. The call that you've been putting off, the conversation you've been avoiding. Some of you guys, y'all are in this community and y'all know the perfect people that will be a great fit in our community. But you like, oh, I don't know if I should talk to him yet. I think I need to, do more research. I need to be the test dummy. I don't know. My reality to you guys is they might be better than you and they might be what we need more than we need you. And I say that honestly and humbly because that's how I had to realize about myself. When I first joined my first trading community, I knew I didn't know nothing. I knew I didn't have a lot of value to give. But if we're a team, guess what? I'm going to bring the best value I could bring. And if the value got to come through somebody I know, psst, hey, Naya, I made that call. That call was nerve-wracking. It was a girl named Naya that I went to school with. She was smart as ever. She graduated early. She was doing business in school. She came from a successful family. Their house was huge. And I felt like because I didn't come from nothing, I had to change my life before Naya would ever see value in working with me and helping me figure this trading thing out. One day I said, screw it. And I called Naya. I said, Naya, I joined this trading community. I started doing this thing. It's a way to where you can make money from your phone. I don't get it. I don't understand everything, but I know you smart and you got a lot going for yourself. And I feel like if we come together, I feel like we could get better together. She sent me a picture of her credit card to get started. I said, I don't need your card. You could just click the website link and sign up yourself. She said, well, just do it for me. I just sent you the card. I said, okay. I thought it was going to be so challenging. I thought she was going to criticize me. I thought she was going to say, well, Josh, my mama house bigger than your house. Like, I come from money. Like, those were all of the weird, random thoughts that was popping through my head. I'm just coming up with all of these things that never happened. A lot of the things we stress ourselves about ain't even happened. Y'all realize that? Y'all be tormenting yourselves. What if I get into trading and I just lose all my money? That ain't never happened. What are you stressing about? You stressing about something that ain't even happened. You're manifesting problems in your life. You're manifesting negativity. You're manifesting the worst when you could switch mindsets and manifest the best. The conversation you avoiding is because you don't know how the conversation is going to go. Start convincing yourself that the conversation is going to go great. The event that you're nervous to host, right? Maybe some of y'all want to do an event in your city, an event in your location. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna go good. What if it goes great? What if you bring that one person that start making more money than all of us? Then what? The trade that you've been afraid to take, the opportunity you've been afraid to present, the responsibility that you've been unwilling to accept. Everything that you want is usually behind discomfort. So you got to ask yourself, instead of asking yourself, does this feel comfortable? Ask yourself, does this align with the future that I want to create? Because comfort and alignment are not the same thing. Sometimes the most aligned decisions is also the most uncomfortable decisions. So you can't do what feels right all the time. I don't know, Josh. I just don't got a good feeling. I'm sorry to tell you, but you come from a lacked environment. Of course, you don't got a good feeling about things that could make you rich because you've never done it. And you probably don't got too many people around you that done it. It's a book. I want you to write the name of this book down, you guys. It's called Stickability, right? And this book, literally, this book helped me realize that challenges and problems and situations in life are inevitable. And if you decide to work through it, you could become the most successful, the most inspiring person in the world. That book has a series of problems and like unfortunate situations. So many in the book, right? And you hear the worst of the worst, and then they be like, this is the person that created the light bulb. And you're like, what? He ain't had no hands, no eyes. How did he create the light bulb? Literally, like that's exactly how that book is. You read the worst of the worst, and you be like, oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, that's the author. You will read the worst of the worst. And then it'd be like, boom. And you'd be like, I use this every day. You're telling me this thing that I use every day came from a person that went through this, and that. And it wakes you up to realize, that you are literally a few decisions away from glory. Like literally. You're a few decisions away. You're a few. Let me eat that punch real quick. You a few eating life punches eaten away from success, right? So let's talk about the success formula, you guys. And I'm gonna start to close this thing out. The success formula. Successful people learn to do three things. The first thing is they expect discomfort. Stop acting surprised when growth feels uncomfortable. Growth is supposed to feel uncomfortable. If you're stretching, you're growing, right? For all my people that go to the gym and you feel sore after, oh my God, my legs. That'd be me. I can't get out the bed. Oh my God. Ouch. Ouch. I be limping. But then on the other side of that pain, I'd be happy. I'd be like, ooh, ooh, I'm getting bigger. When my arms be sore, I'd be like, oh yeah. I remember last time I was feeling like this. Everybody started asking me, Josh, you be in the gym? Last time I was feeling like this, they like, yo, Josh, you been working out? Right? When people started telling me, Josh, do you take a break? I got richer. Like, I swear to you. Like, people was like, Josh, you look crazy just posted. Like, how many times you gonna post about trading? When people started saying things like that to me, I started making more money. I swear to you. Right? Next, number two, the second step to second things that successful people learn to do. They learn to stay committed to their decisions. Right? You made a commitment for a reason. Do not let temporary emotions override permanent goals. Oh my God, that's so deep, y'all. Do not let temporary emotions override permanent goals. Do you think just because trading hard today that your kids don't want to get to a point where mom could stay home forever because she just had a $5,000 day trading? Do you think you taking a $50 loss today is worth more than you just being able to take your brand new, driver license, daughter or son, like they just got their license, and you could just take them straight to the dealership to get what they want? You think it ain't worth it to endure the struggle and the problems and the challenges? So again, I'm gonna say it one more time so it don't go over your head. Don't let temporary emotions override permanent goals. Feelings change, vision doesn't. And everything you want, you don't forget, you guys. You do not want to be that old person living in regret. You only get one life. You only get one life. Suck up all of that pain. Because I promise you, when you get older and your body can't do what it used to be able to do, when the responsibilities pick up, you going to wish you went harder when you thought it was hard to go harder when it was really easier. Feelings change, vision doesn't. Number three, successful people learn to judge decisions by outcomes, not emotions. Instead of asking yourself, how do I feel right now? Ask yourself, where will this decision lead me 6 months from now? The futures matter more. The future matters more than the feeling. It's times where I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I swear to y'all, I so much rather got up this morning, went, got me a breakfast burrito and a chai latte or something, and just scrolled on my phone, finished on my personal website. I built the free trial website. I built the community onboarding before I ever even finished my own personal website. I've been putting off this interview for this new article because of all of it. It don't matter how you feel. I know that if I focus on the community, the free trial, they're gonna be hitting me up for articles every day, interviews every day, right? The future matters more than the feeling, you guys. So I challenge you guys today. Today, I want everyone to identify one thing that you've been avoiding, right? I want you to identify one thing that you've been avoiding. And I want you to ask yourself, is this actually wrong or is it simply uncomfortable? Is this something that I shouldn't do or would I just be a little bit uncomfortable doing it? And then take action on it today. So, an example, make the phone call, send the follow up, post the content, attend the training, study for an hour, execute your trading plan, reach out to a prospect, launch your business. Whatever you've been avoiding, attack it today. Your future is not determined on what feels good, you guys. It is determined about what you're willing to do, even when it doesn't. Don't confuse your discomfort with intuition because sometimes, again, discomfort is proof that you're growing. And if you're growing, then that means that you're moving in the right direction. So, the quote for the day, you guys, the life you want to exist is on the other side of the discomfort that you're trying to avoid. So, with all of that being said, you guys, let's have an amazing week. This is our morning dedication training. I hope you guys got a lot of value from this session. I hope you guys are inspired to go out there and do something big. I hope you guys are inspired to go out there and take advantage of everything that you have in your life right now today. Because, I truly believe that each and every single one of you guys deserve it. I feel like if God gave you the eyesight, right, to see things that you want, I feel like you deserve it. I feel like if God put it in your mind that this is something that I would love in my life, I feel like you deserve it. You just now simply need to go out there and earn it. It's waiting for you. It's waiting for you. You got to earn it though. It's not just going to be given, right? You want me to repeat the third thing that successful people learn? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, Judge decisions by outcomes, not emotions, right? They judge their decisions based off of the outcome, not the emotion. So instead of asking, how do I feel right now? Ask yourself, where will this decision lead me 6 months from now? And remember that the future matters more than the feeling. All right.
Thank you.
No problem. No problem. So today, you guys, is day one of our free trial. Oh my goodness, I'm excited. Who's excited? Like who's pumped up about this trial, y'all? I feel like there's going to be so much impact and just energy that's going to get brought into the community from this trial, you guys. I feel like there's going to be a lot of knowledge given to people who probably haven't learned in a while. Like I remember when I first started trading, I thought about it. I'm like, man, I have been out of high school for like a year, and I ain't learned too much new since then. Like it's been a minute since I just overly learned something new. So I'm excited for people to get back in learning mode because when you're learning, off of the things that you learn, and you could remove the L and start earning off of it, you guys, you start making money. So what I want y'all to do and what I did today, you guys, um, and I did this for you guys, granted, I'm not I don't mind smaller numbers in certain situations. Like the free trial right now, it's easier done when there's less people because there's less questions, there's less, worry, there's less everything, less problems for me. You know what I'm saying? When there's less people. But today I was just really thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Let's go into the last minute. You know what I'm saying? Let's go into the last minute. So what I did was I reopened registration for the trial. So we have literally into the start of the call tonight at 6:30 to get more people plugged into the trial. If you're somebody who's a guest here and you registered for the trial, you have the opportunity also today to go invite somebody to be a part of the trial. All you simply need to do is just send them the same website that you got, and all they simply need to do is register and get set up. So for all of my members within the community, go all in, right? For the next few hours. What was that? 6 hours? 6 hours and 35 minutes. Go all in. Go reach out to the people that you didn't reach out to, that you forgot to reach out to. Go through your contact list and ask yourself, who are the people that are in your contacts that you would love to see win this year? Who are the people that you know that got kids that could use help, who could benefit hearing from our amazing leaders, Nooney, Carnisha, Cara, the mothers that are in our community, not making excuses and winning, right? Who are the people that are in your contacts that are young, 18, 19 years old, that can hear from myself, that can hear from individuals like Darby, who is just starting his journey, right? Who are those busy individuals that could hear from somebody like Jocks, who is an over the road truck driver, but still making progress towards his goals, right? So I challenge everybody. And so also, let's do this too. For all of my guests, I'm also going to drop the free trial template. So you guys could go ahead and upload a picture for yourself and just let people know, yo, I'm a part of this trial. If you want to be a part, here, right? You could brand it yourself. So what I want all of my leaders to do if you guys have guests within our free trial, help them create their picture, right? Help them tag us. Let's do this actually. Our first giveaway of the trial. This is going to be our first giveaway of the trial. Right? I'm gonna do a $5,000 one phase prop firm account giveaway for one of our guests that creates their promo flyer, they post it, and they tag or collaborated with global momentum creators. So if you're somebody who got guests in this free trial and you really want to see them win, I advise you to help them. Right? I advise you to help them. so that they could be like, oh my God, Darby got me that 5K trading account. Shout out to Darby. He helped me. Right? Oh my God, Carter's setting me up for success already. Right? Go help them. All right, help them create the flyer. And if you're a part of the community and you haven't created yours yet, you fake. You ain't even gang for real. Cause what we doing? How we not promoting the trial together? Right? You fake. You just here for the vibes and the money. You using us. I'm just joking. But but yeah, you guys. So I'm like I said, I'm gonna extend it over the course of the next 6 hours. I finally today I woke up. I'm like, man, it's so many people on my TikTok that I haven't got to, and it's because I've been doing the work to help y'all, get this rolling. And I'm like, it ain't even fair. So let's keep running it. Let's keep going. And let's keep turning up. So the next call today, you guys, is gonna be at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is the free trial kickoff. I should see every single one of you guys there and some, right? It should be more people, right? Drop a one in the chat if I'm gonna see you on that 6:30 call. And to ensure that I see you, what I recommend you do is set an alarm every day this week. For the next 7 days, set an alarm, and I want you to title the alarm My Success Call, because that's what this free trial is built to do. The free trial is built to help you guys create success, right? So set an alarm, 6:30, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and graduation is on Sunday, right? So set an alarm for each and every single one of those days. And this is your first commitment. Your first commitment should be showing up to what's free. Because if you can't show up to what's free, like what can you do? We're taking the time out of our day to train. If you can't get your friends, your family members to show up to something that's free, what can they do? All right. So let's do this. Let's do 2 giveaways. Once you got your alarm set for every day this week, drop a screenshot in the free trial chat. Once you posted your promo flyer, tag Global Momentum Creators and all of that, and we'll do two 5K account giveaways today. And those giveaways will be announced on the first call today. Okay. So let's get to it, you guys. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, you guys. I'm going to start clipping our morning dedication calls. I'm going to start clipping them and posting them on our Instagram story. On our Instagram reels. And I'm also going to clip them and post them as YouTube shorts as well, too. So that the value could, keep going on. So definitely make sure you guys follow our accounts, turn on notifications. And yeah, let's run it up, you guys. I love you guys. Let's have a great rest of our day. I'll see you guys at 6:30 and in the chats before then.